Okay, welcome to Haystack Mujer TV. Your host, Rosaura, Figueroa, Mendoza, Rosa Salvaje. We have somebody here in the building that is born and raised in Hayward, Colombiana. So I'm going to hand it off to her. She actually performed at Hayward in November. And she's going to talk to you about her music, her single Trippin', which played on KMEL, and just get to know her story a little bit more. So con eso, I'm going to pass it off to Colombiana. And feel free to just start with whatever you wish to start with. Go for it, dude. Welcome.
So, first and foremost, I'm Colombiana. I'm from Hayward, South Hayward to be exact. I started doing music. Well, I started stepping into the studio when I was like 15. Luego, from there, my manager started peeping me out and stuff. And then when I was 16, it's been a year. Yeah, I just I think I was about to turn 16. No, I was 16 already. Yeah, I was 16 already. I was going to turn 17 that year. He was like, I see a lot of potential in you. I believe, you can go places. You just gotta put your mind to it. And, everything we talked about, everything. I never stopped from that day. From day one, I never stopped. I always kept going. Everything we talked about, that we planned, played out exactly how we wanted it to. So, it's going pretty good so far. My first single was called Night Like This. That one was going to be aired on 106. It was getting voted to be on 106, but they put me up next to, what was his name? Oh, Mr. Fab. And I was just like, oh gosh, I'm not going to win this. I'm for sure not going to win this because he's a really good, well-known rapper. So I for sure didn't win, but at least I thought of it okay, I lost this one, but at least I could say I was up next to somebody who was really good.
Exactly.
And that's what gave me more motivation to keep going. Cause
you were this close, and it was okay.
And I was like, that was my first single. I was I was surprised. I was like, oh my gosh. I was about to start crying. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be famous. Oh my god, this is crazy. And then my mom was excited. Everybody was excited. At least I was on the voting list, so that was pretty exciting. And yeah, so that gave me so much motivation. And then after that, I was a little bummed, of course, but I was like, it's okay, and me and my manager and my team was just we need to get back in the studio. Let's go, let's do this, So we started getting back in the studio, writing more songs, and just coming out with hitters. And that's when we made quite a few. But then that's when we chose for No Love to come out. And that came out, and the video is 11K now. So that one did pretty good. The music video was really, really fun, and I like that one. And then after No Love, came out with Trippin', and that's the one that came out on the radio. And when it came out on the radio, it was so cool. I was hecka mad because I had moved to SoCal for a little bit. And then I wasn't even going to come out here, and I was like, I'm just going to go out there just in case my song, makes it to the radio, because they haven't emailed us yet letting us know if it was going to be played or not. So I ended up just going anyway, and then, literally when I was about to go to my stop out there in Oakland, I was just like, damn, and I got a call from my brother, from my CEO. He's like, dude, your song is gonna fucking play on the radio at 11. I was like, oh my, I was hecka just, I was like, damn, he was like, you're hella happy that you came out here. And I was like, yes. I was like, I would have been so mad if I was at home right now, in Bakersfield, because I would have never heard it. And then when we heard it, it was just like, damn, but it hit me harder when a lot of my friends, my family was recording it, and oh my god, she's on 106 KMEL, this is so cool. And I was just like, damn, that really just happened.
So making music when you were 15. What got you into making music? how were you? Was there somebody that played instruments or did music, or you yourself were no? I was just really I don't know. I was a different one in the family. I was a dancer. I always wanted to dance since I was little. I was dancing. I always wanted to be a singer, but my family was kind of a little discriminating. They didn't really they didn't really care about stuff like that. So I told my mom, I want to be a dancer. I want to be a singer or whatever. even in the little things I would write, even in school. What do you want to be when you're older? I was I either want to be a makeup artist, a singer, or a dancer. I want to be something in the performing arts. And I got hecka discouraged about singing when I was younger because some stuff and then Yeah, so I started dancing first. I danced Tahitian. I danced a lot. I basically know how to dance everything, but I just started getting into hip hop as soon as I started doing my hip hop music. So, yeah.
What did you listen to growing up in terms of music?
I listened to, well, I was put onto a lot of old school music because of my mom.
Like
know?
oldies but goodies?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, those and.
Girl, tonight is Sunday night oldies.
Oh, it is. They're playing it again for the first time, I think now. Because they're gonna make that. Because I remember they took it off the station, the oldie station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the Arla Bo one? I know he was one of the ones that did it, and then I don't know, but just in general, oldies are hella good.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just for chilling and just.
Yeah, my mom's she's a gangster herself, so I'm just like, I had to listen to all that. I'm just like, okay. But yeah, the whole fam's just, it's really tight, and we're all, really close. But yeah, I was put onto a lot of old school music, and growing up in like hip hop wise, like I would always, my mom said since I was little, I'd always do like in the mornings, I'd always be in front of the TV like dancing for like when they had VH1 and like all that stuff. Like I'd be in front of the TV every morning like dancing. I'd be knowing every song, the countdowns and stuff. It's just like dang. Yeah. So I don't know. I was always into music, but I've always listened to like Christina Aguilera, Sierra, like all those that circle, that time. I was into them a lot, and I think that played a lot in what kind of music that I do, because I'm not a rapper. I don't rap and stuff. I'm more of a hip hop pop singer. That's how I see myself, as a pop singer. But
what was that process like? For example, you're single, right? Like, what do you write your own music? Like, what is that process like?
Well, the singles I have out now, me and my I have a songwriter. He helps me out a lot. Like the first two songs, he wrote. Like, but we'll be together, like vibing out to him. I'll start coming up with stuff. He starts coming up with stuff, and we collaborate. But for the most part, he writes the music and stuff. But I'm barely starting to get better at writing my own music, because right now, like because I can, but I'm more. Like, at that time when I first started, like, I'm more into my feelings. And that's not what we wanted to put out yet. So I was just like, I don't really want to be in my feelings like that, I want to be more uplifting music. And I was like, but I don't really know how to make, like, catchy, poppy music, So that's when I met my songwriter, Chris. And we started working together, and, yeah.
For sure, dude. Do you ever do, like, I don't know if do you ever do, like, free writing? Like, just... Or what's your form of expression of, like, oh, my God, I need to let this shit off? Like, how do you express yourself?
If I had the option, like, I would prefer to dance. Like, I'd rather dance to let, everything out. But I do write and stuff. Like, I used to have a lot of poems, like, my own, like, diary, poem, whatever, my own book and stuff when I was younger. But I stopped ever since, like... my brothers are really mean. So, I got made fun of.
Did they read your shit? Because my brother did that shit.
Yeah, he rated my shit. Like, he rated everything.
These people did not know boundaries. It's like, dude.
And the fucked up part is because me growing up, I didn't have my own room. So it was even twice as hard. Like, I didn't even have a room, Like, I didn't have my own room till I was 13. Okay, so yeah, but I didn't have my own room till I was 13. When I was 13, that's when I was like, okay, I can kind of dibble-dabble a little bit, because I'm starting to sing in my own room. I'm in my own space, feeling myself, hearing myself, and I'm like, yeah, I think I can sing. Like, I'm, like, learning about myself right now. I'm in my own space. I couldn't really do anything because everybody, everybody's all crumbled up in the Mexican house. Everybody's always together. So, yeah, I couldn't really do anything by myself. Like, I always had to go outside or, like, be at school doing those kind of things. But, yeah, they rated my shit. So ever since that, I didn't really want to write anymore, because he, like, read that shit out loud type stuff and would make fun of me with his friends, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm out.
I swear to God,
I'm out. I'm gonna be a badass now.
It's crazy. Like, my relationship with my brother just got, like, better. We're civil now. It's like, okay, we don't, but it's because we don't live together. He lives in fucking Washington.
Oh,
so it's like, it wasn't until then that we were able to really just kind of, like, respect each other, because when we were living together, it was just, when we were growing up, it was just fighting all the time, wrestling, fucking telling each other hella shit. So
yeah, that's how me and my brother are.
It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know if it's like all siblings or like maybe it's different within the Mexican household. It's like everyone's just fighting, like
because we all
mad.
live with each other.
Yeah,
because like I lived in my house with like all my uncles, and like, it was nothing but boys. I was the only girl. That's when my mom was like, I'm surprised you came out being a girly girl. Like, I mean, I had my tomboy days. Like, I don't really care because I grew up with them, so I'm like whatever. But yeah, it was kind of hard trying to be like my like what what I wanted to be in that household, because it held me back. The way they are, they just either like, make fun of me, like, or when they get mad, like break shit, like, and I'll be like, oh, damn, like you guys are just, they're so irritating. Yeah. But yeah, I was really discouraged off of writing, like, cause I loved to write poems and stuff, and I remember having a counselor and everything. Like, she would just like, damn, like she just likes to write, like that's what she likes to do, and like awesome. She actually gave me that book. She gave me a book. It was like a little blue diary kind of book, and it had a lock on it, and he still got into it, like, and I was just like,
oh my Lord.
I was like, okay, yeah, fuck this, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Yeah. So that's why I never liked to write anything on paper, because they would always get into my shit and just read it and make fun of me, or just like talk shit. Or
so do you feel that someone's gonna do that now, like if you write something on paper?
I just always have, I don't know, I just always have like that, what if somebody fucking sees it or like grabs it? I don't want them to be all up in my business, so I don't really put like my business like into what I write anymore. Or what if I'm going through, or if I am writing it on paper, whatever, I just throw it away, like I'm just like, whatever, I don't want to, it's whatever I was talking about, I was mad and I wrote it, and I just threw it away. I don't need to read it anymore.
Yeah.
But if I'm putting in like, if I'm gonna be writing a poem or something, then yeah, I'll keep it. Even though it's pretty deep, I'll keep it.
Yeah, dude, for sure. So what was it like, just being raised in Hayward? Being in Hayward, you're from South Hayward,
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty fun. From what I remember, I didn't really care. I was a kid. Everything, there was a lot of bullshit going on around me that I didn't know. But I was little. But yeah, it was okay. And then my mom went to jail for like a cool amount of time, so I had to move my auntie. And then after that, in Pittsburgh, and then after that, when she came home, that's when I moved back to Hayward. But I ended up living in North Hayward. And then I went to Burbank Elementary School. Well, first I went to Harder School, and then I went to a school out there in Pittsburgh. And when I came back, I went to Burbank. Then I went to Winston Middle School, and then I lived in Tracy for like 2.5 years. But yeah, it was pretty fun, I guess. I mean, us baby kids always on our bikes, doing baby kid shit. So it was pretty fun.
I miss those times of like, I mean, the summertime would be the most fun time.
Oh yeah, we would have our own lemonade stand.
Oh, that's
like,
amazing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we had a cool childhood. Like we would have our own lemonade stands. Going to like our tia's house. Like everybody knew her tia Rosaura, but we always went up to her and she always had lemons, and she had anything you needed. So we always went over there and like, we have some lemons. There make some lemonade. We go to the store,
awesome.
buy when this shit was cheap. We'd buy like hella chip bags and candies, and we'd sell it on our corner on Donald. So it was pretty fun. But yeah, it was a good childhood.
That's good. That's I feel like oh my god. I feel like I just needed, like, you just need to breathe sometimes. You need to have those spaces where you could just express yourself and be who you are and not feel like, I don't know if, again, like, I'm gonna go back to like we're both Mexican American, right? So like growing up within that, do you ever felt like there was challenges, because you're growing up Mexican in the household, and then there's like push and pull factors, and there's people, I feel like my brother and my dad were like my biggest bullies, like, even though
it's like, kind of hard to even talk about. It's like, I don't know, like, it's like you want to say like how you really feel, but it's like, damn, like it's not that I hate you now that you did that to me, but like in real life, like in reality, you fucked me up. Like, like you kind of like fucked up some stuff for me. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, even when I was, I think it was like 9 or 8. My stepdad now, I met my stepdad when I was like 4 years old, because I don't have a dad. My dad didn't really give a fuck, but he had bought me a karaoke, and I was so happy because I was like, oh, I'm gonna start singing. Like, I got it for Christmas. I think I got it for Christmas. He wrapped it up and everything.
I was hecka happy, and then I would be singing. I didn't care. Like, I'd be doing my own thing. I'd get made fun of. Like, okay, whatever. Fuck you guys. You guys are just boys. Yeah. And then
they're just
like whatever.
When you can't do something, you just want to hate on it.
Right.
I wish I could do it.
And then one of my uncles, either it was my brother or one of my uncles, they got really mad at me and they broke it. So I was like, okay. Like, that's when I was just like, I had it, and I was like, whatever, fuck it, like, fuck you guys. Like, and I'd always cry to my mom and my grandpa, like, I need my own room, like, I can't just be having my, because I would always live, like, in the sala, or, like, in the garage or something with my mom, because, you know, my mom wasn't really in the picture as much, because she was, you know, she had us at a very young age, and I completely understand that. I don't hate her because of it. I did tell her, you know, it did kind of mess me up a little bit because you weren't there for me, you know. I was always, like, with my uncles and shit, we'd always be getting punked all the time because you guys weren't there, so I'll be getting hecka mad and stuff, so I kind of, like, had to emotionally raise myself by myself, because I was basically raised by my grandma and my grandpa, but, you know, they're older, they're working, they're not always home, so it was always me and, like, the boys at the house. You know, that my uncles would be raising me, so it was fun, challenging, but pretty fun. But yeah, like, little shit like that, like, I think about those times, and now that I think about it, it does kind of give me, like, oh, like, that's fucked up, now that I think about it, because I'm like, I could have been something even when I was younger, too, but you guys kind of fucked that up for me, but it's okay, so I'm just like, whatever. But from there, that's when I was like, well, maybe I want to start dancing now, like, I want to really start dancing, so, I told my mom, I was like, we went to the movies and everything, and I was like, I heard this, like, drumming, and so I was like, what the fuck, like, what is that? And then we went there, and it was like a class, they were doing Tahitian and hula, and, like, all that, and that's when I started doing it, so I was a Tahitian and hula dancer. It was pretty fun. It was like a family, you know, we call each other sisters. We had competitions. I performed in Reno, Merced, San Francisco. I had a few performances, but it was pretty fun. And then from there, that's when we moved to Tracy, and Tracy was kind of like, whatever, because my grandpa, he had bought a ranch out there, so he wanted to live on a ranch, and then he passed away, so we had to move back. That's when I finally got my room when I was like 13.
Yeah. So going back to, like, your upbringing, growing up with the boys and things like that, I know it was probably very challenging, because I feel like I didn't have any sisters, and my mom was very, dude, I love my mom. She's amazing. But at the same time, I feel like there's certain factors, like, within Mexican women of, like, you don't speak up, you don't say what you really want to say, and you stay quiet, and you kind of just listen to what the man has to say, or the older brother, or whatever that is, right? And so sometimes, like, even our own family members, like, kind of are just there stopping us, like, both people, like, people are just dealing with their own shit, and, like, they feel the need to, like, stop you from what you're trying to do. But it sounds like regardless of what you've been through, like, you're creating music, you know,
I always try to find something. Like, I've always been creative. Like, I don't know. I've always been like that since I was really little. Like, I've always like, well, fine, you want to fucking take this away from me, you want to do this, well, I'm going to just find something else. Like, whatever. Like, well, maybe I can be, I don't know. Like, I'd always just be, like, creative with anything. But, I mean, that's kind of good about myself, that I think, because it's like, I was never really bored. I'd always try to find something to do all the time, and that's why, like, that's why I know how to do my makeup, that's why I know how to do my hair, like, everything, because I would always be home, like, doing my hair or doing my makeup, and now I don't gotta ask anybody to do shit.
Exactly, and I feel like that's what you need nowadays you just have to have the whole package, and just be well versed in a lot of different things, so that you could just keep moving forward, because honestly, like, it's competitive, you know, especially the industry that you're in, you're doing music. Yeah. But at the same time, there's not a lot of Mexican American women that are really doing it, or however it is that you choose to define yourself, or the person that you want to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, to be honest with you, like, from where I came from, and, you know, the family that I came from, my goal was to always be somebody in the performing arts. Me, like, I don't want to, like the queen of the queen of the Bay Area, the queen of this, queen of that, like, they can have that. I really don't care. Like, I'm proud of where I'm from. I love the Bay Area and everything, but, like, you guys can have that, you know? Like, I want to be, like, hitting the Grammy shows. I want to be at the Grammys. I want to go far. Like, I don't just see myself like that. I mean, me, I like to dream big. I have visions. I see myself doing these things, and it's like, from the family that I came from, like, I want to be able to say that I broke that chain. Like, I broke that, you know, I don't want to be a part of, I love my mom and everything, I really do, but my mom is a big reason why I kind of started doing music, and I started, you know, really believing in myself, because my mom was, 15, 16 and pregnant. She had my brother. And I just kind of felt that, like, my family was expecting the same thing from me. Like, oh, she's just going to be in the streets doing her thing. I'm like, you guys think I'm in the streets. I'm like, I'm in the studio. I'm with my friends. Like, we're trying to, like, figure out our talents right now. Like, you know, like, that's what you guys think, you know, like it would, and it goes to, like, social media and it too, because we kind of, like, we play around with it a lot. So me and my best friend, like, we'd always be, like, making dub smash videos and just, like, dancing videos, and it's like we're just expressing ourselves, you know. We don't know what to do, and it's just like our parents would kind of just be like, what the fuck about it, but it's like, you know.
And that's really interesting that you said break the chain, right? Yeah. I feel like especially if you're talking about, like, just the Mexican culture within that, there's a lot of violence within that, right? And so even growing up here in the U.S., trying to make space, create space for yourself, and no one's accepting you.
Right. I don't want my kids having to go through what I went through. I don't want them in the environment that I was. You know, I grew up with not having my mom and my dad together. I didn't see that. I didn't see, like, I honestly never went to, like, a real wedding. Like, I never even seen, like, somebody walk down the aisle, you know, put on the rings. Like, none of that. Like, to me, that's, like, movie stuff. Because I don't see that. Like, our families are not, you know, like, well, my family is not like that. You know, we never sat down together as a family and really ate together and talked to each other. Like, everybody's just doing their own thing in the house. You know, and that's kind of like, what the hell? How is this a family? You know, like, I don't want that. I watch too many movies. is what, you know, that's considered, like, oh, you watch too many movies. Like, you know, like, it's like, no, that's what I want. Like, you know what I mean? I want to get married. I want to do things the right way. I didn't have that, so I'm like, you know, like, I envisioned myself going hecka far in life and being hecka far away from here. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I probably do, like, when I'm older, want to buy a big old house over here or something, but I want to get away. I want to go travel. I want to see the world. Like, this is what we're gonna get. You know.
That's where you're coming from. So one thing that you mentioned is you want to make it to the Grammys. So, like, so share some more of that vision. You want to make it to the Grammys. Like, what is that lifestyle that you're reaching for?
That lifestyle that I'm reaching for is just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I just vision myself doing these things, and my stepdad was like, oh, we're going to be moving to Bakersfield. And I was like, really? I was going to do that for us? You know, okay, like, we can all go out there. Me, my mom, my brother, maybe if he wants to come, because my brother and my mom weren't really on good terms at the moment. But, you know, they made amends. They got cool. But it was like literally, it was Labor Day weekend, I think. Yeah, Labor Day weekend. Because, you know, my brother and my mom, you know, they made amends. They got cool and whatnot. And Labor Day morning, is when my brother got in a very bad car accident, like hella bad. And this was like a week before we moved. No, like 3 days before we were gonna move. Like, our house was already about to be done clearing and everything. And my brother got in a really bad car accident. I got a text message and everything. I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm just like, oh god, like, here's another one, because my brother was kind of like a reckless kid, you know. He'd always be in the hospital or always be doing something stupid. So I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. And my mom was just already, like, getting nervous. Like, she just woke up heckin' nervous. I guess that mother intuition, like, she just like, something just don't feel right. So I'm like, okay, well, I drove her to it was me, my auntie-in-law, and my mommy went there, and, like, they were talking about that 3 people died, and like there were 7 people in the car, and we don't know if this is your son, type of stuff. And we're like, what? Like, you know, what's going on? Like, who is this? And I had just got a new phone, so I didn't have really that much pictures in my phone. The officer's like, well, you need to show us a picture, you know, to identify the body. And I'm like, identify the body? Like, I'm just like, what's going on? Like, I was just already tripping. I was like, okay, but let's just calm down. Like, we don't know, you know, what's going on. And I showed him, and then they, you know, I guess they talked amongst themselves, and they were just like, yeah, like, that's your son. And they were just like, well, they're like he fractured his skull, like, and just the worst, like he's on a breathing machine, like, and we're just like, oh my god, my mom, like, I felt so bad for my mom, like, I was just like, I just looked at her like, oh no, like, here we go, because, you know, when we lost my grandpa was only 56, I think, 56 or 57, so he was pretty young, and that was like my dad, you know, that was like my dad, he did everything for me, and so when we lost him, it was tough. It was really bad. My mom was hella going through it. We were all going through it. But then I looked at my mom when he said that, and it was kind of like a flashback. Like, oh shit, like that. That's when it kind of hit me, and I was just like, oh my goodness. And from that, you know, we didn't have the house anymore. We couldn't move my brother's location or anything, and because he was the driver, and so that had another impact on us because all the other families are like going through it, they're grieving, and I'm just like, oh wow, this is just a nightmare. And while that time, like I was going through a breakup, like I broke up with my ex and everything, and I was gonna move. I just graduated. It was so weird. It was like I was going through some things that I should have been happy about, but I was also getting other bullshit on top of me. So I'm like, I can't even enjoy this right now. Like, yeah, hey, I just graduated, but I'm like hella sad because my brother's in the hospital, like about to die. You know, like. He was just, they didn't know if he was going to make it or not. So I was just like, wow. But anyway, the main thing that I never thought I was going to go through, like me and my mom were stabbing it out. Like, we were homeless. Like, I was sleeping in my car and, like, just wherever, like, you know, or by my old house or something, or in the hospital, in the parking lot if they didn't catch me or anything, because you can get in trouble for that. So I'm like, damn, like, this is
there's
really
hella like policies and shit to like discourage people. It just makes it so hard. Like if you are homeless, it's like, where do you go to find feel safe?
Right.
You know, one time I was like coming back, I had gotten Chinese food from like down the street, and it was like a nice night. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the park right here down the street, Evergreen, and let me just chill here. I'm gonna eat here. And then the guy comes over and he was like trying to like sit down next to me, and I was like, oh no, dude, like I told him like, is it cool if I just have my space? And like, I was just there chilling, and he was on a bike, and he like left, and then you see him passing by like this, and then you see him passing by like that. It's like, dude, you can't even feel safe. Like,
right?
I have to. It's crazy. But going back to what you were saying, it's like you're going through this. This is like everything's falling on you. Everything, like your grandpa just died, your brother's like in the hospital.
I know my grandpa had just passed away. It was already it's been like 5 years now.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, so it didn't just recently happen, but you know, we were just about to move, and you know, like me and my mom couldn't even go because we had to be there for my brother. Nobody else was gonna be there.
Right.
So, yeah, like, it was just really bad. It was terrible. Like, I was so mad at my brother, but at the same time, like, oh my gosh, like, just make it. You know, please, just make it, because, like, dude, like, we're really just going through a lot because of you. You know what I mean? And it's like,
how's he doing now?
I mean, he's okay. He has speech impairment and a little bit, you know, other things too, but he's, you know, health-wise, he's okay. Yeah, and it's just at that time, like, I was just like, wow. Like, I was like, I am homeless right now. I was like, I'm in my car. And I remember thinking, like, just damn, like, this is really happening to me right now. Like, I never would have thought, like, I'd be in my car, like, at the view, you know. This is what I do. Like, what I was doing at the moment, to just breathe and, like, whatever. I was just at a view, just crying, and, like, damn, like, this is really happening, you know. And I just, like, closed my eyes and started visioning myself, like, damn, like, I'm gonna be, I just started visioning myself, like, me being in, like, my own house, or, like, a better car, like, damn, like, you know, listening to a certain song, and I was like, I'm gonna be listening to the same song, and, like, my like Chanel outfit or something, and like I was like, I'm be thinking like, damn, like I was really in my 99 Acura, crying, homeless, wishing for this day to come, and here I am, I'm here. Like that's what I would like vision myself doing all the time.
And that's tight, because I feel like you have to be that detailed, like Chanel, like that's
like you gotta like feel, feel like everything. Like I'm like
that shit.
The fur,
you can do it.
Like everything. Like it's like you imagine yourself going in the freaking in the kitchen and eating, like being fat. You know, it's the same thing. You just vision yourself doing something else, like, you know. So like that's what I would do. Like when I was at my lowest, that's all I would do, and I was just thinking about my future so much that like okay, I'm gonna get there soon. Like, and it's just while I was going through a breakup, while my brother was in the hospital, almost about to die, and I was like, just everything, I was just like, wow, like, I was just like, I'm still going, like, I'm still performing. I'm just acting like nothing's happening. Like, nobody knows about this. I'm just like I'm on Instagram just living it up, like whatever. And I remember, I forgot who I was talking to.
Yeah. Instagram is fake, people.
Right.
It's only the good shit that they...
But this is my story. Yeah. But this is my story, you know. I have to, like, I can't just expose that. That's something that other people are going through as well. Like, that this is inspiration to other people, because I'm at the time I'm only 17, don't even know what the hell is really like a lot of people my age don't know what they want to do in life. They don't know. They go to school. Yeah, I'm gonna go to college, but what are you gonna go to college for? You know, like they're lost. But me, like, I know what the fuck I want to do. Like, and if I have that, okay, if this doesn't work out, then I'm gonna do this. Like, I have everything lined up for myself. So it's like I don't stress off something. It's just I only stress a lot when I'm like working towards something, and like it's just the roadblocks that get in the way sometimes is what kind of stresses me out. But being my manager, I like my manager too, because my manager and
who's your manager?
He's my manager of my record label. It's called Dynasty Entertainment. He's really tough. Like, he's like no excuses type of guy. Like, no, like there's no kind of excuses. And then when I was going through this, he was just like, you know, like I was just crying, you know, feeling bad for myself, because I'm like, you don't understand. And he's like, what do you mean I don't understand? Like, what is it that I don't understand? Like, because he's been through a lot himself. So, you know, I was just like, I'm sleeping in my car and this and that. And he's like, you have a car to sleep in. He's like, you have this, you got food, right? I'm like, sometimes, you know, I was just going through it. I'm just like. And he's like, but pay attention to the things that you have. He was like, pay attention to everything that you have right now. Like, be thankful for that. Yeah, and I'm just like, at the time, I'm just hella mad, because I'm like, oh my God, like, this is really happening to me. But then I'm like, but he's right. I'm like, there's other people that's going through way worse shit than what I'm going through. Like, I'm healthy. So, like, you know, other people are not. And that's what I got to be thankful for. So, that's another thing that would push me through. But then again, one of my dancers that I met, oh my gosh, she helped me out a lot, like spiritually, like that. She woke me up to a lot. That helped me out a lot. Like, she made me like. I'm not gonna say she made me, but she opened that door for me. Like, I started, you know, when I pray, when I talk to, you know, I talk to the universe, I talk to my ancestors, like the universe, like all of that, and like I like that stuff. Like, it's what I'm into now. She opened that door for me, so. She let me stay with her too at that time, when she found out like what I was really going through, because I was like, I'm not gonna tell her, like, what the heck, no, I don't really know her like that. But you know, she's really nice. She was there for me at the time, and she let me stay with her. And then from there, that's when I went to my house, and from my house I came back out here. So yeah, last year was just really, really tough. Like, it was a really big lesson learned year.
Yeah, dude, but thank you for sharing that. Like,
no problem.
And we were talking actually beforehand, before we started recording, is that, you know, the actual real life roadblocks and barriers that you go through, like, that informs the music. So I'm sure that everything that you've been through, you're eventually going to express it in musical form, you know, because that's the form of expression that you are aiming for, is like creating music. You're seeing yourself at the Grammys, all right, make that music.
Yeah, right. So it's like I see myself going really far. It's just I always have high expectations for myself, and it motivates me more, because it's like it motivates me a lot, because let's say, like, because I don't see my mom and I don't see a lot of my family all the time, and like when they see me, like, some of my family members are just like, oh damn, like, I'm really proud of you, like, you're really doing this. Or like some old friends that I haven't talked to, that, you know, they come out the blue. And they used to be like, oh, like, you're really doing this. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what? And I'm just like, and I just show my messages, or sometimes I'll be like, look who hit me. Like, really, like, I'm like, what are they talking about? They're like, you don't realize what you, like, you have an impact on a certain people. Like, that's why why do you think, like, you have always the same number of people that are just always there on your lives? For example, the first ones to like your stuff, the first ones to comment, like, those are the people who really fuck with you, who see what you're going through. And And those are just some people who grew with you as you know, in that fan base. And it's like, it's crazy because there is some people that really did. They're like, damn, I remember when you did this, and I'm like, damn, like you were there since the beginning. Like, okay,
they know your projects and whatnot.
Right.
That's right.
Like that's how I'm like, damn, I'm hecka thankful. I have an impact on certain people.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
Especially the people who know what I went through, because like that was crazy. Like they, like, even when from the relationship I was in, it was just like, okay, they kind of knew when, like, what I was going through and everything.
Yeah, and we can we're gonna take a short break, but we're gonna come back with more of Colombiana's story. And thank you so much, dude, for being here.
No
and just
problem.
like representing South Hayward and having that just strong presence, you know, like that feminine energy, you know, masculine energy too, because you grew up with boys, and you know, really pushing that forward. So we're gonna take a short break. So gente, welcome back, Haystack Mujer TV. We have Colombiana sharing her story, and well, we were talking about, so you were talking about last year and how you went through, so it was a breakup, your brother being in hospital, and then you just like dealing with a whole bunch of shit, like, you know, housing insecurity, and it's just like, oh my god, like hella shit going on. But you were talking about your relationship, and feel free to get into that as little or as much as you want, but you know, sometimes like those, it's really impactful, because it's like you like somebody, you have feelings for somebody, whatever, and it really gets to you. It like throws you off.
Yeah, I met him when I was 15, so we were together for like 2.5 years, and he was older than me. Okay, he was older than me, like. Yeah, he was older than me. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, he was older than me, and you know.
And you're 15, so it's like, what do you know?
Right.
When I'm 15,
I want to do. I'm like, oh, I just want to be in love, like this and that. Like, no. It was way more than just that. Like, I was just like, oh gosh, like what did I get myself? Now that I think about it, I'm like, what did I get myself into? You know.
Well, it's not you. It's you're 15.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what do you?
So I didn't really know much, and he just whatever. Anyway, he.
But now, you know, now that's a while ago. So now you're in a different place. You know, you're moving forward. You're doing your music. We're talking about your visions earlier about like wanting to go to the Grammys and wanting to like the Chanel. That's very like the fur. Like, how does the fur feel? Or whatever it is
like,
that
I
you want.
feel all that. I could like it's just you just gotta imagine yourself. Like, just doing all these things. I'd be imagining myself in my private jet and my silky little outfit, you know, my little fur scarf and everything, the perfume I have on, like everything. Like, you gotta smell it, you gotta feel it. Like,
dude, what gets me excited is trips.
It gives me goosebumps when I think about that stuff. You know? And it's like what helps more is like little things like this. Like I always use this as an example because I do vision myself doing this, but like, for example, like that "Let's Get Married," that one song, like it was on, and I was just like, damn, I can heck imagine myself like dancing to the song in my wedding with my friends or like my bridesmaids, everything. I can just imagine little stuff like that. Like, and when you think about things like that, like you send it out to the universe. The universe listens to everything and like just knows what you're thinking about, you know. So it's like if you constantly dwell on the bad shit, that's all that's gonna happen to you. So that's why I don't ever do that. Like even if I'm pissed off, I'm like, okay, you know, just breathe. You know, I'm gonna live. Think about the good shit. So that's why. That's another reason why I feel like a lot of people think that I'm just a happy-go-lucky person, because I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, if I get this happen, what am I gonna do? Right. Make the best out of any situation that you're in. Really, like you know, you can't just keep. I just don't like being a victim of my problems. That's just. It's just not, no. That's just not me.
So you said that one of your dancers actually exposed you a little bit more spiritually to, you know, universe, ancestors.
And it wasn't until I believe.
What's
now?
her name?
Huh?
What's her name?
Geneva,
yeah.
Geneva, yes, the dancer. The dancer. Oh my gosh, yeah, she's so amazing. She's like, she can dance anything, like anything. But she's really she's in school right now actually for learning like the natural medicines and all that. Like, she's just like, I be calling her my Geneva fever. Like, she's so funny, but she's like, I be like my witch doctor, like anything I need. No, like she's not into like the you know, all that other candles and stuff like that. But she's like more into like crystal healing and like, you know, like she's amazing. She's just a very big ball of light that a lot of people like love to gravitate to. she's an amazing person, you know?
Yeah, for
she
sure.
plays a really big part of my life, too. Like, she helped me out, like, when I was at my lowest. Like, she's part of the reason why I left my ex, too, because she would just tell me, like, no, like, you can't, like, she would just tell me these things, and I'd be like, you're fucking absolutely right. Like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know why I'm doing this, like, you know? So she made me wake up. Like, now I'm woke, like, to a lot of, to a lot, like, everything. Like, that, you know, clothing is, that cloth is down. Like, I can see the bullshit now, you know? I mean, she's like, the good thing is that you're learning, about a lot of shit that I didn't know. When, you know, when I was at your age, she's like, so you're gonna be, just imagine when you're my age, like, you're gonna be great, you know.
Yeah. How old is she?
Like, she's 25. She's turning 26 this year.
And that's cool for you to be able to have people that are in your life that are guiding you towards those positive things.
Like, she's, oh my gosh, she's just an amazing person. Anything that I'm going through, or like, if I just don't feel right, or like spiritually, if I'm just like, damn, or I'm having like anxiety over something, I just like, I call her, I'm like, hey, like, you just, you know, talk to me, you know. We always do that to each other. Like, if she's going through something, she's like, oh, thank you so much, I just needed a vent, like, I didn't even talk to you, and I'm like, same, like, it's okay, you know, we're there for each other. But yeah, she exposed me to like a lot of like a real shit, and I'm just like, okay, like, now I know what's going on.
Yeah, dude. That's cool. But going back to what you were saying about, you know, when you are stressed, we're going through it, and you're feeling kind of like, shit, how do I deal with this? You know, you say that you pray to the universe, to the ancestors. Like, what is that process like? And the reason that I ask is I was having this conversation with friends yesterday, and I feel like, thank you, Mom, for everything you've taught me, but like, she's a hardcore Catholic, and it's like, you have to do all of this, and this to get saved. And it's like very like, there's no freedom within that for me to just kind of bring in my own beliefs or understanding.
It's kind of hard though, because it's like, I was telling my mom, like, I was just telling my mom, like, hey, like, I'm not, you know, because my mom is not a really, you know, she's a Catholic or whatever, you know, but she doesn't push that line on any of us really hard. But we had the option. We got baptized. I got baptized at a heck of older age. I was like 9, I think, you know. And I told her, I was just like, I don't know, it's just really hard, because I like started seeing things, like being exposed to different stuff. So I'm like, whoa, like, it kind of fucked with my head a little bit. I'm like, you know, I don't know, like, from going to like the Bible and like everything, like, it's just it's crazy, because the Bible, you really think about it, like, Jesus didn't write that. Like, so it's like, and then I had another what are those people called, like, atheists? I had an atheist friend, and we were talking about this, and he was like, well, he said something like, well, how am I supposed to get in trouble for something, for somebody, or something that I don't even know about? And then I never even met this person. I never seen him, like, with my own eyes, so how am I supposed to believe in him?
My brother was an atheist. He's, like, the first one that, like, brought all that shit into the house. I swear to God, like, in a hardcore Catholic family, he was, like, he's, like, the black sheep, like, oh, hell no! You're, like, you know, saying all these things about how God, you know, he believed in science, like, fucking Nacho Libre, where that guy was like, I don't believe in God, I believe in science. He's like that, like, no, show me the hardcore evidence and be logical with it. And it's like, oh crap, like, how do you find a balance between those two worlds? You know,
it's kind of hard, because she's like, I don't know, I'm just like, it's up to you. I was like, well, me, what I believe in, I was like, I believe in God, okay, I believe in the higher power, okay, I believe in the higher power, and then I believe in the universe and my ancestors. Like, I believe in a lot of stuff like that, because I feel also as well, like, I'm hella spiritual. I just don't really be putting it out there, because a lot of people are kind of like weirded out about that shit. They're not woke yet, so I'll just be like, oh yeah, whatever, you just, you know, I believe there's a higher power. But
I'm sure,
I feel like a lot of our ancestors have a lot to do with what we're going through now. Like, a lot, like, of maybe some stuff that they needed to finish, or some stuff that they did, or what they didn't do in their, you know, in my past life, I would say, or whatever. Is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Because I feel like everybody has their own story. Everybody plays their role in their life. That's what I believe. Like, and that, you know, I believe in reincarnation too. Like, it's just, it goes deep when I think about it, you know? And I really want to find out why I am the only one in my family creating this different because I'm the only one that's different. Nobody does music or anything like that. I mean, my uncle Hector, yes, he's he lives in LA. He's a designer. You know, he does like a lot of drag shows. He's a designer and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I see that my mom was, you know, she was talented too, I guess, but my grandpa was really like he was really one of those that are like, no, you gotta be like a doctor, you gotta be like, you know, one of those people, you know, one of those dads. And
your mom was born here, and then your grandfather.
My grandpa was born in Mexico. My grandma, my grandpa are from Mexico. I think my grandma's from, you know, I mean, yeah, I guess she says from Mexicali, but I think she has heck of stuff in her. Like, I really don't know, because she just looks so, like, I don't know, she looks different, you know? So I'm like, I want to go figure out what I am. So
yeah, dude, Ancestry.com.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I want to do is I want to figure out what I am, because I know I'm mixed with the other stuff. I was like, I'm not just Mexican and Colombian. I'm Colombian because of my dad. My dad's actually from Colombia.
Aha, Colombiana.
That's where I got That's where I got the Colombia from. Okay, I got it from my dad. You know, my dad wasn't the best. Like, his favorite was my brother. Like, oh my god, because that was his only boy. Because I have an older half sister. So I guess my dad was being a player. And wanted to, you know, he got some girl pregnant and then got with my mama and, you know, got, you know, boom, my brother came out and then I came out. But I didn't meet my dad till I was 3 years old because he was in prison, and then, yeah.
Yeah, but you were talking about, so you were talking about it being, so the reason I asked about your grandpa is so he's an immigrant to the U.S., you know, and so I think that experience is really important. That story is really important to tell, right? Because he was, I don't know, I feel like there isn't and it kind of touches upon what I was saying about like we need more I just feel like we need more representation for like Mexican women and like Mexican people and like the Mexican story. And there's so many of us here in the U.S., but like our story's not really being told because it's just overshadowed by like other stories that are deemed more important, right? And oftentimes that's about white people. It's like we're living in a country that is not designated only for white people, and it was actually stolen from Native American people, and like African slaves were brought over here and used them to build the wealth of now white people, right? And so it's like I think there's a lot more. There's always a lot more that I could be learning about all these things. This is just what I know so far and what I've been able to put together. But at the same time, it's like being able to tell that story of like people that are immigrants, people that like sometimes have left.
I'm so glad my grandpa was not here for that. Like, rest in peace, but he was not here when, you know, Trump came along. Like, he was alive when it was Obama still. And like he was, he was cool with it, but yeah, my grandpa would have been like, vámonos a la chingada, like, we out. Like, let's go. I'm not gonna live here no more. We're going to Mexico.
What part of Mexico was he from?
He was from Sinaloa.
Okay, that's where my mom's from. That's
yeah, he's from Sinaloa, Mexico.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Have you been to Mexico?
No, I never been out the country, actually.
Okay. Would you want to?
Yeah, I want to go
okay,
so
bad. What's the first spot?
What, in Mexico? Or
anywhere
in the world,
in the universe,
I'm like anywhere
in the galaxy.
Oh my god, hold on. I'm like, well, well, I want to go to Europe so bad, but I want to go to Greece.
Okay, dude,
I want to go to Greece really bad, and then
I've only seen pictures.
Like I was just like, oh my god, these pictures look amazing. Like, I want to be there. I want to find my future husband. Why not? I just have something about being so like diverse. Like, I want to just go out in the world and like probably find my like husband somewhere in the world, just not here.
Is there anything in terms of like what attracts you in a person? Like, what is that? You're like, oh, you're cool. Like, I want to get to know you better.
It's like if I can like I don't know, like if he makes me laugh, you know, and it's just like it has a really good personality. It's just really open, basically. Like, isn't shy. Like, and they're just so like, I don't know. They just have to be themselves, you know. And like I like that. If you can make me laugh, you know, like that's a really, really big bonus because, like, I love laughing. Like, I'm just because me, myself, I'm an outgoing person. I like to laugh. I make people laugh.
Laughter is medicine for sure. When
right.
you laugh, it's like, oh
right.
God, all the
because I'm hecka goofy, you know, like, I'm myself. I try to be myself as, you know, as much as I can, but, you know, of course, if there's somebody cute or, like, somebody that's really attractive, I'm a little shy. But, you know, I'm just like,
I do that shit too. I don't know.
I'm just trying to, like, fix myself a little bit. Like, hey, do I got some eye? I mean, I do now, but, you know.
That's awesome. Oh, God.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to meet someone with, like, a good personality. I think energy, somebody told me this recently, like, energy is really important. And you have, like, positive energy, negative energy.
It is so contagious.
Yeah, and she actually, like, she did, like, a limpia. Like, we were doing, like, a kind of like a meditation circle, and she's, like, trained in being able to do limpias and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's what me and
like,
Geneva do.
Yeah, that's amazing. And, like, I want to actually
we do, like,
learn.
full moon ceremonies.
That's
and, like,
amazing,
like that.
dude. I feel like that gets you more in touch. I mean, it's, like, that's who we are. Like, that's who we are. Like, my history, you know, historically, is, like, like being a Mexican person is like you're indigenous, you're Spanish, possibly African. Like there's African slaves right through there. There's Afro Mexicans.
I was like, my last name is Africano. That's
your name?
Yeah, that's my last name. Africano. Africano, like Africa.
And that's your dad's last name?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I got that from my dad.
What? Like what? I don't know.
He's from. That's the thing I didn't get. I was like, you're from Colombia, but you got Africano. Like, why is it Africa with an O? Like African with an O is my last name.
Yeah.
And I would always get made fun of in school, like, all the time. They'd be like, I'm like, does it look like I'm African? Like, why are you asking me that? You know, like.
Girl, that's why I want to do a DNA test because I
that's
really
what I
feel
want to do.
Like, I mean, I feel like I can, because curly hair only comes from black folks. That's the only place it comes from. It's like, if you have curly hair, you have some type of African blood. Right. And that's just in the, like, I just want to make sure. But it's like, so many times I've gotten like, are you Puerto Rican? Are you half black? Are you black? It's like, I was confused when I was younger because I'm like, I'm Mexican, like, can you not see that? But then I learned that there's Afro-Mexicans, there's like African people that were brought through, and it's like, okay, possible. Yeah. Gotta do the DNA test.
Right, that's what I want to do for sure.
Yeah.
So it's because my last name is very like, what? Your last name is what? And I'm like, I know. It's different. Like, I did my Google search and everything, and I'm like, damn, nobody really have my last name. It's
unique, girl, one of a kind.
So I'm just like, okay,
that's right.
This is what because when I was younger, I wanted to change my last name out because I was just so embarrassed, and my grandpa changed my brother's last name to Rodriguez because that's my mom's last name. That's, you know, the family that I live with, that I grew up with, last name, and he had to adopt him. That's the only reason why. But I was just like, I want Rodriguez. But now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't do that because, you know, I want to keep that. Like, if I'm so mad, like, I can't, like, that I can't get married and, like, keep that last name, you know, but.
You could if you do the hyphen. Keep your last name, put the hyphen, put his last name.
True.
Or whoever, you know, whatever works.
True. It's just, I feel like that's going to just cut off my, like, you know, like, my branch. Like, damn, like, I can't create more Africanos, like, you know. Yeah. So, that's why, another reason why, the second place I want to go to in the world is Colombia, because I wanted to make that a goal this year because I want to meet my grandma, my dad's mom. I heard she's really mean. She got attitude like me. And that's where I get it from.
But that's your blood, dude.
Yeah, and like, I just heard she's just really like kind of lady, like, you know.
Like, badass.
Yeah, so like, I want to meet her because she's getting pretty old. Like, and because my dad is really older than my mom, like a lot older than my mom. So I'm like, oh, I need to meet my grandma before, you know, I can't talk to her anymore. But
yeah, for sure.
I heck want to go. I just don't want to go myself because I heard Colombia is pretty bad right now. So it's really poor. And I'm just like, damn. And that's the stuff that like kind of breaks my heart because I'm like, damn. Like, I feel like if I ever, like, no, I'm not gonna say if. I hate saying if, but when I do make it to that time of my life, like, I really want to help my Colombian people. Like, why not? Like, you know, that's my people. That's my, like, I feel like that's a part of me because my dad is literally from Colombia. Like, Colombian blood is flowing through my veins. So I'm like, why would I not help out my people?
For sure.
It's so poor out there. It's crazy. Like, one of my friends, I guess, took a trip out there. He's like, I guess one of my friends asked him a question. He's like, how was ladies out there? Like, he's like, oh, they were beautiful, but it's just sad because they're like damn near all prostitutes. Like, they don't have no money. It's so bad out there. And I'm just like, when I heard that, I was like, wow, like that's so messed up, you know.
Let's put it out there. Hopefully you're able to hook up eventually with Kali Uchis. Kali Uchis is, I don't know if you've heard her. She's an artist she's actually from Alexandria in Virginia, but she's Colombiana. So she was born out there, and then she like came out here, and then she like, she'll go back and travel and stuff like that. But like, it'll be time for y'all to like, I don't know, like start making those connections. Yeah. Like, oh, you're Colombian. Oh, I'm Colombian. Like, and there's different versions of being Colombian. It's like, it's like, you know, just like there is different folks that are Mexican, it's like there's different stories. Each person brings their own story.
And I used to trip about my name actually coming up as an artist being called Colombiana, because I was like, damn, like what if like the Colombians and like, you know, they're like not feeling that. Like what if they're just like Colombiana, she ain't from here, like, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, it's like, I got my name because they used to call my dad Colombiano. So I'm like, oh, Colombiano's daughter, or that's Colombiano's daughter. And I was like, okay, fuck Colombiana, like, whatever. Like, you know? Yeah, so I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll just go with Colombiana. So I fucking, my friends started calling me Colombiana, and it just snowballed all the way up. So that's how I got my name. And because I can speak Spanish, but it's really broken because I stopped living with my grandparents, and like, I really shouldn't have, but I don't know. I just stopped talking in Spanish. So I only speak in Spanish if I have to. But it's a little broken. My grandma kind of be like,
just practice. Just practice, girl. It's all good.
I get really nervous sometimes when people ask me questions in Spanish. I overthink things too much, and I'm like, okay, I can't even talk no more.
Yeah, dude, sometimes like they'll know. I feel like my Spanish has gotten better just because like the work I've done is, you know, for example, the job I have now is like I was hired because I speak Spanish and I'm bilingual. That's one of the reasons, I think, a strong reason, but I think, you know, just being able to have that second way of expressing yourself, and, you know, hopefully you don't push yourself and, you know, feel bad about anything, but it's like, you do what you can, you know, like everyone's just doing what they can.
Yeah.
So it's really good to get your story and to learn more about who you are, and, you know, it's awesome that we've been able to have this conversation and learn. This is just how much, like 40, maybe like 45 minutes of your story, but there's so much more, you know.
There is way so much. There is a lot more.
Exactly.
There's details in this thing you guys don't even know.
Yes.
But you guys will. So.
You have to stay tuned. Like, that's the only way you're gonna know. Like, you have to, you know, follow Colombiana, and feel free to let us know your Instagram, where to find you. You know, how people get in touch with you.
Follow me on Instagram at colombiana.j. Colombiana with the COLO, not COL. You, because I'm Colombiana.
Oh, people think that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Colombiana.j, and then Twitter is the same thing, but instead of a dot, it's underscore. And then my music is available on all digital outlets. I have my own Pandora station, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play.
How does that work, the Pandora station?
Google it. You can, I swear.
But do they? How did that happen? Like, did y'all reach out to Pandora? Or they reach out to you?
You email them.
Oh, for real? Okay.
And I guess it's up to Pandora, like whoever's in charge. They accept it, and you just keep submitting your, I guess, MP3 files to.
Oh, that's tight.
And if they deny it or accept the, you know, MP3 file, then that's up to them. But yeah,
that's tight. Okay. Different outlets, all outlets for music.
For music and everything. Social media, I just have Instagram and Twitter. I mean, I'm on Facebook too. Same thing, Colombiana.j. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of getting used to it because the Facebook is kind of like, they keep changing like the ways. So I'm like, I have like my music page, and then I have my own personal page, and I'm still trying to delete random people off because I'm like, who are these people on my Facebook page? Like, I don't know, I just like checking randoms. But yeah, you can reach me there.
For sure.
I have no upcoming shows right now at the moment, but yeah. Catch me up on there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for coming through. And again, feel free to follow Colombiana at her Instagram. I'm going to be linking the video to your Instagram and things like that so that people know where to find you. And then this website, this is going to be broadcast on YouTube and then also on my website. So feel free to watch, you know, just if you have any questions, reach out to us, you know, get in the know. So thank you so much. You're here with Haystack Mujer TV, your host, Rosaura Figueroa Mendoza, Rosa Salvaje. Feel free to stay in tune just to catch more stories, more, you know, more from Colombiana, more from people
so
that
she is going to be like the the female from Hayward that's gonna have so many interviews from all the upcoming artists from out here. I swear.
Well, we're putting it right there out in the universe. My goal is Kendrick Lamar, so I'm coming for you,
yep,
Mister.
Right,
we're gonna make that shit happen. So we
gotta
start puppeteering the fucking connections to make that shit
Right.
happen. We're gonna talk soon. He's a huge inspiration. You know, just amazing. So. We're plotting, we're scheming, we're gonna take over. Like, why not?
I see it. I see you being up there too. You're gonna be having so much stories.
You're at the Grammys. I'm at the Grammys doing the media.
Like, it's all
video.
good. I was doing this when I was 18.
They're gonna pull up the archives when we make it big. Oh yeah, in her room, in South Hayward. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, people, for joining us, and you're gonna learn more from us. Peace.